So I'd like to welcome everybody here today, and good afternoon. I take this opportunity to welcome Lieutenant Governor Reynolds, and I want to extend to our veterans a special welcome and a thank you for all that you do. I'm honored to be here, and I'm humbled to have the opportunity to be able to speak to all of you today about our designation as a home-based Iowa community and the benefit our veterans provide to our community. And I promise, as a benefit to all of you, I will keep it short. First, I absolutely love the idea of our community being called home-based for our veterans. Because this is our veterans' home, and this community is our veterans' community. Indeed, our community is our veterans. They're our husbands, our wives, our fathers, our mothers, our sons, our daughters. They're our neighbors, our co-workers. Yes, veterans are definitely our community. They're leaders in our community. They build our community. They're our children's teachers, coaches, ministers, and mentors. They give of themselves in many ways that many of us cannot comprehend. Their families sacrifice on behalf of all of us. And while we offer support for the families of our veterans during their time of service, their families offer our community immeasurable support as well. Our veterans teach us the meaning of service and sacrifice and giving all you have and then giving more. There is, in my estimation, no greater example of community than that which is exemplified by our veterans. They have proven their dedication to us and would answer the call again if asked to do so. We would not have the opportunities that we have in our community if not for our veterans. And what we owe to them, we can never repay. So we must always remember that they are indeed our veterans. They're not nameless faces, someone we do not know, someone we've never met. They are our community and our legacy, and without them we would not be complete. I know we will speak here today of their abilities and what economic benefit their expertise will offer a growing community. But I submit to you that the growth our veterans offer our community and our families cannot be measured in terms of business opportunities or excellent employee opportunities for our local companies. And yet, just as they have demonstrated their unwavering commitment to us and our community, they will offer that same commitment and dedication to providing service to the business community, both in an employer and employee relationship and as risk takers in developing their own businesses. We will never be able to quantify the benefit in its entirety to our community that our veterans provide. But I can assure you, without our veterans, there would be no community. And again, to all of our veterans, I thank you. Mayor Malone.
Thank you, Supervisor Dimmit, and that was very eloquently expressed, the appreciation for our veterans and the appreciation for the opportunity that this program will provide for our community. I also want to welcome and thank the Lieutenant Governor for joining us today and for spending a little extra time in our community. We were just visiting about that. It's wonderful that you came here, because I want to start by really congratulating you and the Governor on the concept of this program. It was really a home run from the very beginning. It's a wonderful program. It expresses just the kind of thing that Iowa communities would love to step up and provide for our veterans for all of the wonderful reasons that Lee had mentioned. And as you know, our community already has a rich tradition with being the home of the 224th Battalion, Iowa National Guard, and also the home of the Army Band, the 34th Army Band. So we really do appreciate and absorb the life of the military within our community already, and to be able to extend that to people who have already served and are looking for a host community is something that I think is a wonderful opportunity for us to start to plan for. This is a great opportunity for us because there are things that we can share, and there are things and benefits that veterans can give us as well. The great discipline, the great expertise, the great training, and also the willingness to make a contribution whether it be through business or community, to a community like ours. We are very proud of the warm and nurturing part of our community. We have great confidence that welcoming veterans into our community will be something that will be received very, very seriously, but also very lovingly and very productively within our community. We want this integration of those who have served into our community and showing how it will benefit us in many, many different ways. As I mentioned, Fairfield does have a lot also, a very diverse economy for a small rural community. We think that will be attractive. We think there will be more opportunities for veterans. We understand that veterans receive technical training through their service, and we have a community that can accommodate and satisfy some of those types of needs as well. We feel we represent many different cultures within our community as well. Veterans having served in places where there's a lot of cultural diversity, I think this will also be a familiar and welcoming community as well. The debt, the benefit that veterans have provided to our whole nation and to the community is something that we all deeply appreciate. It's something that you're giving us the opportunity to say thank you and express in a way back to you that can support the remainder of your lives and developing families here. We will do everything that we can to make that as smooth a process and as successful an endeavor for all of those who make that choice. So with that, I want to again thank the Lieutenant Governor, thank the representatives from the Iowa Area Economic Development Authority, and we will really look forward to this program getting started and to welcoming those veterans who would take the opportunity to make Fairfield their home base. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. My name is Tina Hoffman. I'm with the Iowa Economic Development Authority, and it is certainly our honor to be part of the Home Base Iowa program, part of helping to administer something that is so very essential to our businesses and to our communities, and especially to our veterans and their families. We have, in order to become a Home Base Iowa community, it's not all that easy necessarily. You all, I know, had to go out and talk with your businesses and get commitments from them to support veterans and hire veterans. You had to come up with a special resolution and put together your own incentive package. So again, thank you so much for making that effort and for really supporting Home Base Iowa. We're here today with this great program, and the mayor so eloquently spoke to this as well, because we have such great leaders with Governor Branstad and Lieutenant Governor Reynolds, who really have been so supportive of this and really pushed it along. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of Home Base Iowa's biggest champions, Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks, Tina and Mayor and Lee, and thank you to our veterans and our military men and women who serve. It really is an honor to be here and to be a part of this announcement, to announce the 37th and newest home-based Iowa community, and that is Jefferson County. So yay! You know, as the speakers have indicated, it does take a serious commitment and a tremendous amount of work and support to earn the home-based Iowa designation. And Jefferson County has worked really hard to become a home-based Iowa community, and that's not made possible without the work of a lot of different people. And so I'm going to highlight some of the individuals that have really played a role in helping make this happen. The Jefferson County Economic Development Coordinator, Adam, Ideal Energy President and veteran, Troy Van Beek, Jefferson County Supervisors. Lee, thank you. Your words were very eloquent, and I appreciated what you had to say. Mayor, appreciated your comments also and your work in helping to make this happen. Jefferson County Veterans Affairs Director, Ray Chambers, Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce, and of course, our state co-chairs have done a phenomenal job of really marketing the initiative, and that is Bob Myers, who is the Executive Director of Casey's, as well as retired Congressman Leonard Boswell, of course, both of them themselves are veterans. So again, I just want to say thank you for your support, for getting the designation and really helping to expand our efforts across the state of Iowa. You know, this began with a simple conversation between General Orr and Governor Branstad, an idea to really, as we draw down the military, to really match veterans with high-paying jobs in careers and jobs in communities all across the state. And Lori is very aware of this. As we travel to all 99 counties each and every year, business after business that we meet with, they have a growing business and they have jobs that are open right now, and they're having a hard time finding individuals that have the skills to really fill those positions. And so this is a win-win for not only our veterans, but for business and industry across the state of Iowa, as well as for our state. It started in 2014 when the legislature passed the Home-Based Iowa Act, and the governor was able to sign that on Memorial Day at Camp Dodge, and I always have to throw in, it was in his uniform, which he was extremely proud of the fact that he was able to fit in it. I always tell when he's not with me, he's not near as much fun to travel with when he's not eating ice cream and trying to diet and get into the uniform. But, you know, it was something that he was determined to do and was able to do it, and it was a significant an honor for us to be able to sign that legislation in 14. And so really, the legislation contains some really valuable incentives that include the military pension income tax exemption, which fully exempts military pensions from the state income tax. There were several states around us that had already done that, and we needed to implement that because it was the right thing to do. Permissive veterans hiring preference that allows veterans preferential treatment in hiring decisions for both public and private organizations. The military home ownership program, which the veteran can utilize $5,000 in either closing cost or for a down payment for their first-time home ownership. Higher education incentives that provide automatic in-state tuition to veterans and their departments. And then, so that's kind of the state package that we put together. There's a lot of other pieces to it, but that's kind of a summation of what the legislation included. And then what communities are able to do is to really supplement that. So in Jefferson County's, in your case, members of the business communities came together and supported Home-Based Iowa. Alliant, Casey's, and Hy-Vee are a couple of companies that have done that. 12 businesses have signed on as Home-Based Iowa businesses, and when they do that, they are committing to hiring so many veterans at their business within the community. Other veteran incentives for the community include a free one-year membership to the Fairfield Pool and Gym. Oh, that's the first time I've heard of that. So, see, we always have to try to be different and think of neat ways that we can set ourselves apart from others. $1,000 off specific residential lots, that's also different. And Jefferson County also offers a generous community welcome package that includes coupons and discounts and local information. So the new incentives, along with the other established ones, really have put Iowa kind of on the national radar as a veteran-friendly state. And we are being recognized, so some of the recognitions that we've had is we were named and highlighted as a top military state by the Military Officers Association of America. Wallet Hub's 2015 veteran ranking ranked Iowa as #1 in the country for affordable housing and 13th in the country for best states for military retirees. That's all good stuff because that makes us stand out as a great place to live. And we were recently received a national award from the American Legion for our Home-Based Iowa efforts. So I think it's clear that Iowa is rapidly becoming recognized for its efforts to help veterans find good jobs in great communities all across the state of Iowa. But really, what's most important, I mean, it's great to get the recognition. It's kind of a sign that we're maybe doing some things right. But most importantly, the initiative is working, and I think that's what we need to be proud of. So far, we've had over 1,200 companies statewide that have signed up, and most importantly, we've already hired, and this is through the Iowa Business Council, over 2,000 veterans since the program began. So we're off to a really good start. And I think, as the mayor and Lee both indicated, you know, these are individuals that have volunteered to serve. These are individuals with leadership skills, dedication, strong work ethic, problem solvers. That is the kind of individuals that we want in our communities and part of our part of our community. And so we want to just continue to do everything we can to build the momentum that we see taking place across the state of Iowa. And again, these things don't happen on their own. It takes a community, it takes a lot of individuals working together to make great initiatives like this happen. So I just want to say thank you again to the community and for everybody's support in recognizing how lucky we are to have the men and women that put their lives on the line to defend our liberties and our freedoms. And so thank you for serving, and we look forward to continuing to make Iowa the best place for veterans retiring to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you.
Troy Van Beek, CEO and founder of Ideal Energy, former U.S. military. I served in the SEAL teams for 9 years, and very proud to serve in the military. I actually also served with the Department of State, spent 2 years in Afghanistan, and then started my own security company in Africa before I found Fairfield. And it's been...
It's a gym, right?
It's a gym? Gem. It's a gem. Yeah, it is. It's a gem. Fairfield is what brought me here, and of course the community is what brought me here. The university is what brought me here. It was my service in the military, and I think that drive to be of service is that what also brought me here. Because after I started dismissing myself from the military ranks, I still wanted to have that same service. And so when I came here, got myself re-educated through sustainability, that I found my place creating a company that implemented renewable energy projects. And for me, that was the desire to protect our resources, because I found myself overseas for these very reasons, you know, looking at the issues that we are defending. And when I come over here and I created a company that built these renewable resources, I realized that we could have abundance, you know, that we didn't have this need to go over and secure these resources to protect the convoy lines that so many people have been injured at overseas. Because when you have renewable energy, it's renewable. You know, when you secure that resource, it's there, and it starts building economy, it starts creating jobs, and we just recognize the value that it has. And I've been really pleased to be part of that, providing jobs for military veterans. I've created 4 jobs for our company. We've employed up to 36 people over the winter. We had room for 4 veterans. We're always open for more. They're some of the hardest working people that I know, the best trained, and the most disciplined. I find that the military is the MBA school. You know, I did not get my MBA, but it's the leadership that really matters, is that really creates that driving force that creates businesses. And when I get a hold of a military veteran, I know that I have a gem. And I'm proud to work with them, and they show the leadership that really drives the entire organization. So that's really what I have to say, is that we're open to more veterans. We love having veterans as part of our organization, and I understand why veterans would want to be involved in organizations like mine, because it's just continuing that service. And so thank you very much for inviting me. I was very pleased to run into the Governor Bramstad at a number of our facilities that we opened up, and I know that it'll continue. Yeah, thank you. So thank you.
Closing remarks, okay. Well, I appreciate everybody coming today, especially Lieutenant Governor Reynolds and to Troy, Mayor Malloy, and to our veterans. Again, I say thank you. And I think Fairfield is a great place. Jefferson County is a great place. And as Troy indicated, there's opportunities that abound here. And let's go get them. Thank you.